each and every district across the nation. The coming of this initiative, just a testimony of what the president no Malawian will die of hunger. So I think this is just a witness of what the president has been saying.
Have you managed to speak to those that are benefiting, those that have received their means to jail or perhaps their money?
Yes, I have, and for them was a thank you to His Excellency, the State President, Professor Peter Mutharika, for the initiative. They say he is the father of the nation, and this has shown by the food distribution program, because sometimes it's just a rhetoric that people do say that I will distribute the maize, will distribute the money, but the response comes maybe very late, considering in mind that the hunger doesn't wait. So people are very happy to the government, they are very thankful to the president and of course the whole administration for this initiative.
According to a recent Malawi Vulnerability Assessment Committee MVAC report, 4 million people are at risk of hunger due to prolonged dry spells that Malawi has been experiencing in recent years. The report reveals that Malawi faces a national maize deficit of 800,000 metric tons, of which government is procuring 200,000 metric tons from Zambia to replenish its food basket. Meanwhile, government has declared all 28 districts and 4 cities of the country a state of disaster due to severe food shortage. Farmers across the country have been urged to embrace irrigation farming as a way of ensuring food and income security. District Irrigation Officer from Mzimba North Agriculture Office, Aaron Msisia, said this during an irrigation field day held at Bwengo in Mzimba North. Chikondi Pompi has more in this report, being read by Jackson Sijali.
As one way of ensuring that there is improved food, nutrition and income security among smallholder farmers in traditional authority Jaravikuwa in Mzimba North, the Evangelical Rural Development Service, in collaboration with the Ministry of Agriculture, has introduced an irrigation program which is part of a 3-year agricultural program supported by Bread for the World from Germany. Speaking during the Irrigation Field Day program, District Irrigation Officer from Mzimba North Agriculture Office, Aaron Msisia, said irrigation farming ensures that the Malawi 2063 vision of economic growth and food security is achieved.
There are a lot of variations in terms of rainfall pattern. So if farmers are embracing irrigation as one of the mitigation measures towards the climate impact, we feel it's a positive direction because production per acre it's much higher in irrigation than rainfed component because you control the water, which means farmers are able to harvest, and in terms of food security, they are able to attain the food security at household level, of which this can also be translated at district level and at national level at large.
Project Officer for Evangelical Rural Development Service, ELDS, Gazeti Piri, said the project targets 1,500 households within Mzimba North.
We are promoting irrigation using solar so that they should be sustainable. At the end of the day, each household should have food and income in the period of, more especially the rain period, which starts December up to April every year.
TA Jaravikuwa Mtali said the project has successfully boosted the local community's economic and food security status.
That people have lots of food in their homes, nutritionally, and also I'm expecting that people have a lot of money for their basic necessities. So I'm expecting a lot from this shore agriculture.
One of the beneficiaries of the program, Eliza Gambo, said the project has saved her family from hunger. The field day has been held under the theme of promoting diversified irrigation farming, key for achieving sustainable food production, better nutrition, and improved household income.
Most of the country's borders, including Mwanza, have no working scanners and other essential equipment necessary for facilitating trade. A research commissioned by the SADC Secretariat describes this as a setback to intra-regional trade, which is currently at 22%. We have a report.
The study, which was commissioned in 2023, shows that the absence of a scanner and sniff dogs to identify dangerous drugs and weapons, as well as network problems, are among some of the challenges which are affecting speedy clearing of imports and exports. SADC Customs Senior Programs Officer Acides Montero has since highlighted the need to address the challenges as a way of facilitating trade.
At the border side, we also need to have more efficiencies in terms of the processing systems, documentation, streamlining all the processes in order to be faster clearance. But that has to be accompanied with the infrastructure component. You will recall that most of the border posts, they were built during the colonial era. Now we have to upgrade our border.
Malawi Revenue Authority Director of Customs and Excise, Cornelius Kakwesa, has also attributed the delays to unmanifested cargo as well as non-compliance by some of the importers and exporters to submit all the required documentation. And the Director of Trade in the Ministry of Industrialization, Business, Trade and Tourism, Catherine Chilima, has pledged to work with development partners in addressing some of the cited challenges.
Trade cannot flourish seamlessly with all those hiccups. The ministry has the mandate to facilitate trade in the country. So we are working to see how we can make sure that all those challenges have been addressed. We, as you mentioned there, we have also developing partners who help us in order to improve on trade facilitation.
Almost all major entry points at Mwanza, Nchinji and Songe borders have no working scanners and no sniff dogs, a development which they say pushes officers at the borders to resort to manual processes which delay the clearing process. Trust Office, MBC News, Lilongwe.
Malawians have been cautioned to desist from corrupt practices around the country's borders as this undermines national development. Speaking in Mangochi during a two-day awareness meeting on combating corruption in border points, President of the Cross-Border Traders Association of Malawi, Steve Yohani, challenged traders to work with integrity and transparency.
Indeed, today we had this type of training whereby female traders were complaining to say sometimes they meet some male police officers who are searching them, and they were complaining about this. As police officers, as law enforcers, we tried to tell them to say it is not good for a male police officer to search female police officers. But instead, they should make sure that the search is being conducted by female police officers.
We are also satisfied with the answers that have been given and also the outcome and the agreements what we have been done today, but the Department of Police, Department of Immigration, MLA, Minister of Gender, Minister of Industrialization, Trade and Business. So here today, we are very thankful with the support from the Adam Smith International and Maxi project that we have been wound up the 2 days meeting here in Mangochi in the issues of harassment and corruption that happens at the border, and also in some of the roadblocks across the country. So today, as a Cross-Border Traders Association, we are very happy, and moving forward, we are very sure that coming next few months or years, things will be changed.
This is MBC News, and you are with me, Evelis Jingambe. A reminder of the top stories. Government is launching the National Lean Season Food Insecurity Response Program in Mzimba today. Most of the country's borders, including Mwanza, have no working scanners and other essential equipment necessary for facilitating trade. And in sports, the Football Association of Malawi unveils new technical director. Welcome back. Councillors in Blantyre City have been electing mayor and deputy mayor. And our reporter, Charles Chindongo, is at the civic offices where the elections have been taking place, and he joins us on the line. Hello, Charles.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Charles. Tell us, who has won? We understand that the voting has now concluded. Who has won the elections?
It is now official that the councillor for Bangwe in Toba Ward, that is the Isaac Jomo, has won the vote after getting a total of 15 votes, followed by the councillor for not Bangwe, but in Zedi, Mapanga and Zedi Ward, who is Eric Mofolo, who has managed to amass at least 11 votes. Sitting at a distant third is the first immediate mayor of the city, Joseph Magwinja, who has only managed to get 4 votes. On the position of deputy mayor, Councillor for Limbe Ward, that is Livigwe, is now the deputy mayor for the city after getting 9 votes, beating 5 other councillors, including 1 independent councillor of the city. Right now, what is happening at the civic office is that the two officials, the 2 city officials that have won rather, they are taking what is known as the oath of office, which will be followed by acceptance speech. That is the picture at the moment here.
All right, maybe who were competing? Who were the candidates that were competing?
As for the mayor, as I have read, put it, there were only 3 candidates. That is the Jomo Osmani. That was the first guy. The second guy was the Eric Mofolo, and the third guy was the Joseph Magwinja. That was on the post of mayor of the city. While on the position of deputy, there were a total of 6 candidates. So, for the total of 6 candidates, the candidate that has managed to amass a high number of votes for the deputy mayor is the judge, who has only managed to get 9 but have won. Others have amassed 3, 4, 2, others even 1 vote. So it seems there was that competition. The high competition was on the position of the deputy mayor, considering the number of people that were. Yeah, there were 56 in just the Limbe Ward. Michiru was represented by Yolanda Neri Longwe. There was the Tom Lipa and the 3 other candidates.
How many councillors participated in the voting process?
For the voting process, there were at least 30 elected councillors who have today cast their ballot. That means the full council meeting here is made up of 30 elected councillors.
All right, thank you so much, Charles.
Okay,
thank you.
Yeah.
So that is our reporter Charles Chindongo, who is attending mayoral elections at the Blantyre City Council civic offices. Now, moving on to our next story, World Vision Malawi has launched Chilengedwe Chibwerere area program in the area of traditional authority Kuntembwe in Blantyre. The program aims at empowering families, strengthening community systems, thereby opening doors for sustainable growth while creating safe space for children to realize their dreams. Speaking at the launch, Director for Operations Charles Jumombo says the program will run for 12 years and will be done in phases, the first being 5 years.
Have what we call a macro assessment of most vulnerable children in Malawi. And here in Blantyre, in this area, when we did that assessment, we found that this area has most vulnerable children in Malawi, and we decided to respond to that to be able to improve the well-being of children in this area. So when we did our assessment, we found that water is a big problem here. Maybe less than less than 3 out of 10 households in this area have access to potable water. We also saw that there was a lot of malnutrition. A lot of children were malnourished here. Maybe up to 30%, children here are malnourished. But even for those water points that were done before, most of them are not functional at all. So there'll be a lot of need to be able to rehabilitate that. But there's also a major problem here of environmental degradation. This area is completely degraded as far as the environment is concerned. And that is the reason the name for this project is called Chirengedwe Chiberere, meaning restoring, regreening the whole community, which meant that this is a big problem here. But we also realized that there's another common problem which has got to do with the teenage pregnancy.
Ability to seek help and multitasking are some of the issues derailing delivery of services among administrative assistants in the country. This has been revealed in Salima during a training aimed at equipping the assistants with modern administrative skills to overcome challenges in their workplaces. Ludovico Nyirenda reports.
Challenges such as information overload, multitasking, and inability to seek assistance among assistant administrators across the globe continue to affect institutional performance. Facilitator Joan Nero from South Africa said addressing these challenges can help promote efficiency and quality performance for national development.
They enable effective leadership by managing schedules, communications, and priorities. Assistants free leaders to focus on national strategies and decision making. But they ensure protocol and diplomacy. Assistants uphold standards of etiquette and procedures, which strengthens the country's image in international and local engagements.
Nero added that the training empowers assistant administrators to become strategic partners to their executives, enhancing organizational performance and return on investment.
Assistants, if you have a look at diplomacy, we are the ones that make sure that the face of the country is united and is protected and is enhanced. And that's where you have diplomacy and proficiency that goes forward.
One of the participants, Mayenda Lamia from the National Bank of Malawi, commended Goshen International for organizing the training, describing it as beneficial to the nation.
Goshen International have been coming here and they don't disappoint. And when they say they're coming, they do come and they deliver. And when you're living here, you don't just live the way you came. You live here with, at least you grab something. And when you go to the office, even the people around you, the people you work with, they really know that this one went to the training.
The training organized by Goshen International from South Africa started on Wednesday and will end on Friday. Participants also have been given tools to enhance efficiency in their work. Goshen International has been conducting such capacity building programs in Malawi for several years. Ludovico Nyirenda, MBC News, Salima.
Moving on to sports, the Football Association of Malawi FAM has unveiled Ivo Avery as the new technical director, replacing Benjamin Kumwenda. At the unveiling ceremony at Imperial Village in Blantyre, FAM President Fleetwood Haya challenged Avery, highlighting Kumwenda's passion for developing Malawi's football across all cycles. Avery, a France international, expressed confidence, citing his extensive experience in African football.
The calendar that Avery is going to use now is the calendar which was already been approved by the EXCO and approved budgets by the affiliates, or I should say the assembly. So Avery, I can say that he's going to draft his program, which is aligning to our strategic planning. And we are going to make sure that within his program, if it is indeed talking to our strategy, don't forget, in our strategy we have got goals. So whatever Avre is going to draft will be within our strategy, and from that path we are going to give you what is it that we want to achieve in the next 2 years, starting with 2026, moving forward. As we speak now, we do expect Avre to make sure that the programs that were there, for example, we're talking of coaching programs, to make sure that we proceed with that program. We have got CAF C that is supposed to come. We haven't yet completed CAF B. We have got other programs like, I've talked about the CAF A manual, we've talked about football philosophy. We talk about Luinga project, which is there for 2 years, and maybe more. There are more of the programs that are already in the pipeline that we believe Avre is going to proceed with them. But come next year, we are going to come back to you and tell you what exact programs that are indeed put on Avre's desk.
I will bring my experience of football on Africa and technical expertise, especially to build the foundation of strong football in the future. I'm sure that if we are doing good programs starting for the grassroots, boys and girls, we arrive to achieve a lot of things. What is important for the football is not to start at higher level, is to start at the base. And the foundation are the strongest. Football is like education. You don't go directly to high school, you have to go to primary school, etc. So that's the same for football. You need to develop a strong base of good footballers to have later strong footballers at higher level. That's what my expectation is, that to prepare the future.
And that item also concludes this edition of MBC News. A recap of our top stories before we leave. Government is launching the National Lean Season Food Insecurity Response Program in Zimba today. Most of the country's borders, including Manza, have no working scanners and other essential equipment necessary for facilitating trade. And in sports, the Football Association of Malawi, FAM, unveils new technical director. For more news, scan the QR code at the top right corner of your TV screen. You have been with me, Evelis Chingambe. Thanks for watching and good afternoon.
Peza ni chisangalalo cha banja lanu lonse ndi Azam TV. Masewera, mafilimu komanso maseries, nkhani za maiko onse, zana, documentaries komanso mmene moyo ukuyendera, nyimbo komanso machanelo amaiko osiyanasiyana kuphatikizapo Malawi. Azam TV, chisangalalo kwa onse.
Happy birthday.